Iron Horse Boss 3 for tanking. You will need a build similar to this. And there are other builds, weird and wacky, better builds. However, the main thing you will need to do is hit immunity threshold for burn, disorient, shock, and ensnare. From here, I would recommend Vanguard. 1 helps keep you alive, 2 helps keep your teammates alive while you're just stood here pressing buttons, because for the vast majority of it, you are on your own. Now, while you're up here, hopefully your team will be running around like lunatics trying to figure out the cogs. Cogs are very weird. You've just seen there, black-eyed paws put E77. That is to do with these. E is entrance. You'll also get blue, or B for blue and R for red, and depending on the numbers they put in will correspond with the cogs that you can see here. The left cogs will turn clockwise, the right cogs will turn anti-clockwise, and knowing what position they are in is pretty damn important. One thing to note is they can never be below 5, so if you're looking at it and go, oh, that's like a 4, wrong. They can never be below 5. So we've got red, which is 8-7, and blue, which is 7-9. This gets a little bit more complex later on, but I'll go over that a bit when we come to it. For now, for the majority of your diagnostics role, this is what this is typically called, diags, you run up to the top and you press a button, and I'm just going to sit here and hold the button. As you can see, the light above the yellow icon has come up, so I just say into my microphone yellow, and people will run around and try to complete the yellow task. The moment it's done, the light goes off, you should hear a siren sound, sometimes it bugs out, at which point you drop down or you will die. It's a designated one-shot mechanic. Doesn't matter how much armor you have, Hasbro you have, you are dead. Drop down, find the chain, go straight back up. This is why you need the Hasbro. Without Hasbro, that will do a lot of damage. You come back up, like I said, and you just hold the button again. Typically, you have someone come up with you as well. Here's Helvin to my rescue in case of yellow again or blue. We've got blue. He will now hold the button. I'm now going to drop down 1 level and find all of the valves that need turning. These can be signified by 1, steam coming out, or in case again it bugs out, just walk near each and every single valve, and eventually you'll see one that comes up with the turn valve icon. As soon as you turn your valve, you say third one done, and you drop down. You don't necessarily need to notify people that you have completed that event, whether it be turning the valves or for yellow finding the electrical boxes, but in case it bugs out and there is no sound, it is nice to warn people. Typically, the first one on this rotation is free, so there will be 4 button presses. First one's free, no actual event takes place. That was yellow originally. First one in the actual rotation of challenges was yellow. This is red. Hold red. As you can see, lots of fire. Again, that would kill you if you didn't have Hasbro. As soon as you've completed the event, the alarm goes off, or the person pressing the corresponding button downstairs will inform you. Drop down, run back up. Everything's now on fire. This is the fun part, trying to find the console. Found the console, run diags, fire will run out. Last one will be yellow. And with yellow, again, Helvin coming up to help me out. Just in case, because there are yellow boxes that will start sparking. There are 2 upstairs, 2 on the floor below me. There's that one sparking, so you can see he's going to press that. And then he's going to drop down to check the next floor, while others on the ground floor are going to be checking the ground floor. There's a total of 3 sparking boxes that need to be turned. Once that is done, again, alarm, yay, drop down. Now comes the hard part. This is the part where those cogs that people put in chat are actually going to be quite important, and typically if I'm in a raid, I will actually ask people to stop utilizing the in-game chat while this bit is up, because I'm going to be referring to it every so often. So E77, this is pretty easy. I typically do the right hand side first, simply just because that's the way you read it, which is weird. When you're looking at the cogs, you'll be facing me, so the first number is essentially the second cog, just simply because where we read left to right. If you're looking at the cogs from down below, it would be 5, 6. But when I'm doing the cogs upstairs, it'll be 6, 5. So here we're going to see, I'm going to press my game, it's 8, 7. So 8 is the one on the right. So I'm going to turn this one 8 times. This takes a lot of practice. There are audible clicks, but sadly if you're doing a raid, a lot of people are talking, so it's hard to do. One thing that helps me out is the F icon. When that hits full, that's 5 turns, and I then start trying to count the clicks. I'll always stop one short. If I hear the placement, I will stop immediately. If I don't, I just quickly press it once to try and get that one click. So this one, B7, 9, I'm going to go to the 7 side, which is the right hand side first, simply just because that's the way we read it. So I've stopped, press it one more time, there's the click. I can then move forward onto this one. I've also just realized this is actually red, just in case you need to know. If you look at the background, you've got those 2 icons in the back, the red and yellow sign. Typically that's just denoting where you're at. So this is the red side, the other one is blue, and then entrance is the one with the big gate in front of it. Kind of hard to miss. Once you've done that, you say all cogs done, break entrance. Players will break entrance, which is where that massive lava flow that just appeared on the left side of my screen is. After entrance is broke, they will say entrance broke, break all. At which point you need to make your way back up top, and the only thing that you really need to do here is just watch TV. Now this is really simple. If you see one of the corresponding things above the line, such as Charlie is below the line, and if we go to the next page, hopefully not getting shot. So we've got Foxtrot above the line, Hotel below the line. This is really simple. Just say Foxtrot down, Hotel up, and the people down below will do the corresponding things. I've put the alphabet on the right side of my screen because I get so many people like apples, bananas, cock, dickhead, elephant, fanny, gnome. Yes, gnome, I've heard it all. Guys, just stick to this. It's so much easier, and you'll be surprised the amount of people that actually know this because they play way too much Call of Duty rather than running around fucking just shouting grapefruit. Grapefruit is a really fun one, especially if you've got a very, very Spanish accent. Good luck understanding that. Right, once that is all done and the last thing is set, as you can see there's been a mistake here and alpha has gone back up, but we can rectify that, at which point this screen will lock. And you can easily tell this by constantly trying to press the button, which is what I'm actually doing now, and yeah, I get to change it once and then it locks. The button basically just stops working no matter what I do, which means event is done. Now is the easy part, really. It's just shoot the boss. Now this is the part where for you things can get quite interesting. You've done a lot of mechanical sides. You can see I'm probably not really shooting anything, but depending on how you want to work it, just in case you can't see, there's a turret to the right hand side of where the boss is. Hopefully that will distract him and keep him upstairs so that we're able to utilize the key skip mechanic. If you are unable to do this and utilize the key skip mechanic, where you're the tank and everyone else is upstairs in hopefully relative safety, if Williams decides to drop down and run around like a lunatic, because you're the tank, guess where you go? And you basically just need to get yourself into a nice little corner where everyone can see you and pray to God your healer can keep you alive. And yeah, just kill Williams. So yeah, that's honestly, it's not a fun way to go. Put all this effort in just to try and get to the event and it just screws up at the end. Once Williams is dead, someone will get the key. Unknown spot here, got the key, so he's going to go to the key input, at which point the rest of you scatter. We need to get one person to red, blue and yellow to press the buttons. You have a total of 20 seconds to do it, after which secure the area, and that is literally it. Boss 3 is probably the most complex in terms of tanking to learn. I hope I've done a very good job of explaining it. It is quite complex in terms of mechanics, although individually, like as the tank you haven't got to do a lot, as the healer you haven't got to do a lot, as the DPS you haven't got to do a lot. But in overall mechanics of what everyone has to do, boss 3 is the hardest, and it's probably the most consistent for team wipes. Anyway, that has been me. Have fun. Good luck. Don't die. It's bad for the health.